way of expressing yourself through clothing?
Well, if you go to the store like H&M and Zara or in Canada they have art there, right? That's like a basic stuff, right? But in vintage you can thrift it really cool stuff like old one. So as you can see here, all the hoodie, crew neck, that is actually 80 and 90 centuries. So I think the vintage is to thrift it, the cool stuff. So I just want to recommend you guys to come and get some cool stuff if you want it. Like if we have a overall which is really old one, and we have a cargo pants, we have an army jacket, navy one, even the varsity which is really old one. So yeah, if you really wanted some kind of cool stuff, I think come to vintage store. I think that's the vintage.
Like from my point of view, I think vintage is a life attitude, first of all. And second is like I can pay the cheap price to get the decent clothes. For example, like you can get like vintage Dior, vintage Louis Vuitton without like paying $1,000, right? Yeah. That kind of clothes you can not get in the market right now. Yeah. And also it's like to feel the age of the clothes. Yeah, I think that's it, yeah. I personally like the leather vintage because something like this, because like the leather clothes is like hard to like find a match one to me, and also I like catch others' eyes, like catch others' attention when I wear it.
I really like a lot of like graphic tees. Like as I'm wearing, I actually got this shirt from our store, Vintage Depot. So I like a lot of graphic tees, especially relating to like the early 2000s and like video games. But also I like 1960s like mod dresses, like the really colorful like mini skirts and dresses I think are cool. Really old stuff, I think like 1800s dresses are super cool, but obviously super impractical.
Like for me, I like workwear, like military stuff, because when you think about vintage, you have to think about workwear and military. These two are kind of like the main thing in the history. So for me, military and workwear.
I prefer like a crew neck or hoodie better than the pants, because pants it's really hard to find the perfect size, and for me personally I like a baggy stuff like this, but in the vintage store it's really hard to find this much of baggy stuff. So I personally like a jacket stuff or crew neck hoodie or cardigan, knits. Yeah, so I think I love that kind of stuff.
I think vintage is a way to express myself. It's also an old fashioned, and it's a way to be different. Cause like like right now the fast fashion chain brand like H&M, like Zara, like everybody wear it, and there's like everybody look the same. So if you wanna be different, vintage is a good choice, because that will make you shine like when you walk on the street, right? Yeah, that's it.
I feel like for the most part I try to wear secondhand clothing just for the environment, but also I think you're able to find like cooler pieces when it's something older rather than something newer that's mass produced. I think you're able to find a lot more like uniqueness and personality in the items.
I feel like vintage to me, it just means like kind of wearing someone else's memory. Also, it's a unique way of expressing yourself, and I think it's just cool to wear something different than everybody else.
I love the new clothes, right? I don't like nowadays I don't like vintage that much, but when I go to my house and look all of my clothes, half of my clothes gonna be vintage. That means like vintage is really close to me, right? So I think vintage is one of my friends. Yeah. If I work vintage store, I can see a lot of cool stuff, right? So if you go to the other clothes store, which is H&M, of course, Zara, you never see this kind of clothes, right? But I can see personally, I love Apple. We have a lot of t-shirts, bands, of course, the old bands like a Kiss, like a Snoop Dogg, all of the things. It's really hard to find. I think because of that, I love vintage. Which is like even my pants. My pants is real vintage one. Also, yeah, I do have some kind of cool stuff that's all vintage. So, yeah, I love vintage.
Yeah, so like I said, I really like wearing secondhand clothes, but I also go to school for material art and design. So I go to OCAD for textiles and jewelry design. So being around fashion in like a job setting is also really good for me. But also it's just something I enjoy, and I like seeing the new stuff that comes in. And you know, there's a lot of cool people you meet when you work in a place like this.
Yeah, so you're the specialist in this area.
Yeah, I guess so. Kind of. A little bit.